Lisa Marie Varon performed in WWE as Victoria for almost 7 years straight until she stepped away from the company in 2009. Here's what she's been up to since then. Victoria came up from Ohio Valley Wrestling to WWE's main roster in July 2002 and immediately entered a feud with arguably the top women's star of the time, Trish Stratus. At that year's Survivor Series, she won the women's champion, defeating Stratus in a hardcore match. After losing the title at WrestleMania 19, Victoria would work her way back as a contender and regain the championship. Famously, she would defend her title at WrestleMania 20, defeating Molly Holly in a hair versus title match. After that title run ended in June, Victoria would find herself toiling through various mid-card stories and alliances for the next several years, ultimately asking for her release and wrapping up her run in January 2009, though she did return for the 25 Diva Battle Royal at WrestleMania 25. About a month later, she arrived in TNA Wrestling with a whole new persona, Tara, revealed to be short for Tarantula. She started feuding with the trio of Angelina Love, Madison Rayne, and Velvet Sky, known collectively as the Beautiful People. Once again, Varon quickly secured a championship, winning TNA Knockouts Championship from Love less than 2 months into her tenure with a little help from her pet tarantula, Poison.
You see, I bark, he bites.
All in all, Varon's run in TNA spanned 4 years and was a great success. She would go on to become a 5-time Knockouts champion while also securing the Knockouts Tag Team Championship with Brooke Tessmacher on one occasion. However, after her departure, she would tell PW Insider that a return to TNA was out of the question, going on to say, "I had a great run there, but it was very different from WWE. It made me appreciate WWE a lot." Varon left TNA in June 2013 and resurfaced in wrestling only a handful of times in the next 3 years, including working 2 notable mixed tag matches. One with Stevie Richards against Carlito and Rosita at House of Hardcore 3 in November 2013, and one with Brian Castle against Joe Coleman and Taylor Hendricks for BCW in October 2015. In 2016, Varon started taking more indie bookings. Over the next 3 years, she worked more than 40 matches, mostly on one-offs. She made non-wrestling appearances as well, showing up in Ring of Honor, House of Hardcore, Global Force Wrestling, Chikara, Big Time Wrestling, and Beyond Wrestling, among others. She even returned to Ohio Valley Wrestling in 2018 for the 1000th episode of OVW TV. On her indie run, she crossed paths with a slew of familiar faces: Madison Rayne, Christy Hemme, Maria Kanellis, Mickie James, and many more. In 2016, she aligned herself with James and fellow WWE alumna Jazz, entering the Chikara King of Trios tournament as Team Original Divas Revolution. They defeated Solo Darling, Crazy Mary Dobson, and Candice LeRae before falling to Princess Kimberly, Oleg the Usurper, and Thunderfrog.
Who would have ever thought in a million years that this reunion right here would ever happen again?
This is a trio.
This is,
right?
This is gonna be fun.
Varon also faced Candice Michelle in what was dubbed as Michelle's retirement match at a 2017 House of Hardcore show. Varon and Michelle had a lengthy alliance in WWE before that imploded back in 2006. Varon lost to Michelle after a DDT. 2019 was slated to be Varon's last year as an active competitor, and in September of that year, she defeated another familiar face in Melina, winning the vacant More Wrestling Women's title. Before and after her WWE run, Varon has shown off her acting talent outside of wrestling. Her earliest on-screen appearance was in an uncredited role as a bodyguard on Pamela Anderson's TV series VIP in 2000. Varon appeared on the sitcom Nikki that same year as a wrestler named Chickosaurus. She was on the streaming series Tainted Dreams in 2014, the HBO series Love in 2018, and appeared as Lisa in the 2023 independent film Raven Van Slender Saves Christmas, along with Kurt Angle. You can also check out Varon on a 2010 series of Family Feud episodes that featured 2 teams of TNA wrestlers, one all women, the other all men, for an entire week.
You throw people around pretty tough.
In May 2008, Varon and her husband Lee opened Black Widow Customs, a custom car shop in Louisville, Kentucky. At the grand opening, several wrestlers then contracted to WWE appeared to support her endeavor. The company operated until December 2010 when the shop was destroyed in a fire that was deemed suspicious at the time. A day earlier, the shop was profiled on a local news channel's Consumer Watch segment. Antoine Glenn, a football player at the University of Kentucky at the time, claimed his car was left inoperable after Black Widow Customs worked on it. Varon issued a statement the day after the fire, largely focusing on the loss of income for her employees, especially just before Christmas, but also noting that she was undergoing a surgical procedure at the time and only learned about the incident after coming to from anesthesia. She also defended the integrity of the work that her company did, stating, "Anyone who knows me knows that I believe that the best defense is a good offense. You'll be hearing more on this once BWC takes action." It is unclear as to how legal action ultimately proceeded, if at all. Varon didn't just try out the custom car business, she has also dipped into the restaurant world twice. She briefly owned Fat Tony's Pizzeria in Louisville, Kentucky, but sold it in 2007. She and her husband jumped back into the food service game in 2013 with the Squared Circle, a wrestling-themed restaurant in Chicago.
This is my baby. Whenever I'm not wrestling, I am here watching wrestling and eating with everybody.
Varon told WWE that the restaurant was a burger and pizza spot, and noted that the restaurant also had a bar full of various craft beers and a unique array of side dishes and appetizers. Many of her wrestling contemporaries supported the venture, with Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, Honky Tonk Man, Rikishi, and Alicia Fox among names she cited as having stopped by. Several others, including The Undertaker, donated memorabilia to decorate the walls. In 2015, Varon left the business, moving to California. 2 months later, it drew media attention when an armed intruder entered the business and was restrained and slammed by Varon's estranged husband, Lee. The Squared Circle closed for good in April 2017. After nearly 12 years away, Victoria made her return to WWE in the 2021 Royal Rumble. Normally, a Royal Rumble return, especially after such a lengthy absence, would elicit an unforgettable pop. But that year's Rumble was the only one in history held in front of no fans, thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. Victoria's Rumble return took place at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, home of the Thunderdome and its multitude of screens showing fans watching from home. Even without the in-person crowd, Victoria expressed she was feeling the customary nerves that go along with such a return. She said in a WWE interview, "It was nerve-wracking. I'm going to be honest with you. I think people know that I'm one of the most nervous wrestlers. I get the nervous belly, sweaty hands, about to throw up. Not to be a diva, but I was so nervous, and these girls are freaking tough, man." Victoria did not record an elimination before she herself was eliminated by Shayna Baszler. Victoria expressed gratitude to her fans and appreciation for the return, saying, "All you Widow's Peak freaks out there, I love you so much, and I'm happy to be back." She was not really back, however, and hasn't appeared on WWE television since. In 2023, she shared a story seemingly speaking about the Rumble appearance on her Grown-Ass Woman YouTube show, which painted the experience in a negative light.
I was treated like when I came back in WWF backstage.
She added, "How I got treated by some of the people? I will never treat a human like that, ever." Victoria's Royal Rumble return seemed to be less than satisfactory, but what about a Tara comeback in TNA? Though she had earlier said a return to TNA was out of the question years earlier, you can never say never in wrestling. Indeed, Tara reappeared on Impact Wrestling in early 2023 when she teamed with Giselle Shaw to challenge Death Dolls, Jessica, and Taya Valkyrie for the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships. The challenge was ultimately unsuccessful, largely due to Shaw and Tara not being on the same page. When frustrations grew after Shaw worked the whole match and refused to tag Tara in, the latter hit the Widow's Peak on the former, and effectively, that was that. That match turned out to be a one-off, at least for now, but the door seems to be open once again. In May 2020, COVID quarantines brought Varon together with co-hosts Mickie James and SoCal Val to debut Grown-Ass Women. The show's YouTube channel states, "GA TV is for strong, opinionated women who embrace their femininity while keeping it real." The show focuses on current events, careers, relationships, fashion, beauty, wine, music, and more. That's quite the diverse set of show topics, and of course, a little wrestling gets generously mixed in.
That character on TV, we are not that 100% of the time. We are that 10% of the time.
The show has just shy of 17,000 subscribers and has featured guests including Gail Kim, Mick Foley, Soraya, Trish Stratus, Al Snow, Medusa, and many more. Varon also has presences on Twitch, Cameo, and yes, OnlyFans. Her Twitch channel doesn't have any video game content to speak of, but she does Q&A sessions with fans and sometimes hosts watch-alongs of her past matches. Her Cameo page touts her former ring names, Victoria and Tara, plugs GA TV and the rest of her social media, and contains samples where she answers what makes her sneeze, recounts the infamous TNA Family Feud week, and shares her experiences with dating apps. A personalized video is very affordable at $65 as of the making of this video. As for OnlyFans, while the Mandy Mandy Roses of the world are reportedly hauling in the money for premiere adult content on similar platforms, Varon has made it very clear that her exclusive content is keeping it PG. A note on her page states, "Join me on OnlyFans to take a peek into my life after wrestling. No nudes. Please be respectful."